LQ Biz News, your daily dose of Chinese entertainment and celebrity buzz. In the sprawling universe of cultivation dramas, the Immortal Ascension offers something rare, a protagonist who isn't blessed by the heavens, who doesn't glide through his journey on the wings of destiny, but instead claws his way up from the dirt. Han Li, portrayed with quiet intensity by Yang Yang, embodies the essence of the working-class cultivator, the kind of man who survives not by luck or divine favor, but by sheer grit, calculation, and an unrelenting will to live. From his beginnings as a naive village boy, Han Li builds his path step by step, key refining, foundation establishment, core formation, nascent soul, each stage carved out as though he were walking barefoot across razor blades. Danger is constant. Being hunted down is routine. Even his master, Li Huiyuan, sacrifices his life to protect him, a harsh reminder that in this world, everything has a cost. But Han Li isn't just a tragic underdog. He's fascinating because of his contradictions. Outwardly, he plays the part of a stoic, tight-lipped wanderer. Inwardly, he's running mental calculations at every turn, always a step ahead. Talent deficient? Then hoard resources like a miser. Overmatched? Run. There's a reason fans lovingly call him Han Run Run. Opportunity presents itself, even if morally questionable. Take it, hold it tight, and think about ethics later. Even in matters of the heart, Han Li reveals a distinctly utilitarian streak. His relationships, especially in the cultivation world, often blur the lines between affection, alliance, and cold pragmatism. Take his complicated dynamic with Peiling, for example. Peiling's introduction into Han Li's story seems almost serendipitous. She's a beautiful, talented woman tending to a spiritual herb garden in Loyan sect, carrying with her the precious knowledge of the mysterious ice art, knowledge she willingly shares with Han Li. But her life isn't her own. Pressured by her family into a marriage she doesn't want, Peiling devises a clever escape, posing as Han Li's concubine to deflect the unwanted arrangement. Han Li, ever the pragmatist, sees an opportunity. He needs assistance to break through a cultivation bottleneck, and Peiling needs protection. Thus, a mutually beneficial arrangement is born, one that eventually transforms into something deeper. Under Han Li's guidance, Peiling achieves core formation, her strength soaring alongside his. Yet, the cruel reality of the cultivation world never loosens its grip. Han Li continues to ascend, retreating into closed-door cultivation in preparation for the terrifying divine transformation stage. Peiling, attempting her own breakthrough to the nascent soul stage, fails, and dies. For all their moments together, for all the progress they made as a team, Peiling ultimately becomes another casualty in Han Li's relentless climb. A stepping stone. A bittersweet chapter. And for Han Li, another scar to bury deep beneath his armor. If Peiling represents Han Li's calculated approach to relationships, Caihuan embodies something entirely different: vulnerability. Who is Caihuan? Just a mortal. A young woman with no spiritual roots, no destiny to speak of, and a lifespan that couldn't hope to keep pace with a cultivator's. Han Li meets her briefly during his early days in the Seven Mysteries sect. Perhaps it was the innocence of youth, or perhaps it was that rare moment before his soul became hardened by survival, but Han Li felt something genuine for her. Then time, as it does for mortals, took her. While Han Li plunged himself into centuries of cultivation, Caihuan aged, withered, and finally returned to the earth. Her entire lifetime passed in but, for Han Li, might as well have been a blink. Logically, he should have forgotten her. In a world where decades are but days and relationships often dissolve under the weight of immortality, Caihuan should have been nothing more than a faint, yellowed memory. Yet when Han Li faces his greatest trial, the tribulation that would carry him into the Great Ascension stage, his heart demon takes form. And it isn't a powerful enemy or a fearsome regret. It's Caihuan. Why? Because Caihuan represents a version of Han Li that no longer exists. The mortal boy who could feel unselfish, uncomplicated affection. The Han Li who hadn't yet buried his heart beneath layers of caution, pragmatism, and sacrifice. She is the embodiment of everything he lost when he chose the path of cultivation, the innocence, The simplicity, the ability to love without calculation. This is why she lingers in his heart as his deepest regret. Not because of who she was, but because of what she represents, the piece of himself he had to kill to survive in this brutal world. So who is Han Li, really? Some call him cold-blooded. Others, a survivor. The truth lies somewhere in between. He is a man who has learned to silence his softer instincts because the cultivation world devours those who hesitate. He has learned to weigh every relationship on a scale. Can this person help me grow stronger? Can they walk this path with me? If the answer is no, then distance is safer than sentiment. But the presence of Caihuan in his heart even tribulation reveals the truth. Han Li isn't heartless. He is haunted. Beneath the layers of strategy and survival beats the heart of a boy who once dreamed simply, who once reached for connection without fear of the consequences. And perhaps that is what makes the Immortal Ascension so compelling. It doesn't just tell the story of a cultivator climbing toward godhood. It tells the story of a man wrestling with the ghosts of his humanity, the people he used, the people he lost, and the versions of himself that died along the way. Han Li is not a hero in the traditional sense. He's not the chosen one. He's not guided by moral righteousness. He is, instead, painfully human, resourceful, flawed, and desperately determined. He survives where others perish because he's willing to make choices most people can't stomach. Yet the most striking part of his journey isn't his victories. It's his regrets. Peiling's death underscores the cost of walking this path. Caihuan's shadow reveals the heart that still quietly beats beneath his armor. In the end, Han Li isn't the cold, calculating Han old devil that legends make him out to be. He's just a man who buried his gentleness to keep moving forward, a man who, even as he ascends toward immortality, remains haunted by the ghosts of his past. The more I think about it, the more I realize Han Li's journey unsettles me, in a good way. I've watched countless cultivation dramas where the protagonist is either morally upright or completely villainous, but Han Li exists in that murky space between. And that's why he feels real. Sometimes I admire him. Honestly, who wouldn't? He's the kind of person who survives where others crumble, who knows when to bend, when to run, and when to strike. He plays the long game, and wins. But other times, I can't help but wonder, at what cost? The Peiling storyline hit me hardest. On paper, their arrangement was logical. But emotionally, it's heartbreaking. Han Li cared, yes, but not enough to truly save her. And maybe that's the point. In this world, caring is a luxury you can't afford. As for Caihuan, I think she embodies the thing that terrifies Han Li the most, the idea that, beneath all his cunning and strength, he's still the village boy who once felt love, loss, and longing. She's a reminder that no amount of cultivation can erase who he used to be. And that, to me, makes his character tragic in a way I didn't expect. If anything, Han Li's story makes me question, is immortality worth it? Yes, he lives. Yes, he grows powerful. But he's haunted by regrets, by faces he can't forget, by the version of himself he had to kill to survive. That's a heavy price to pay for godhood. And maybe that's what makes the Immortal Ascension stick with me. It isn't just about the climb. It's about the ghosts you gather along the way. Thanks for watching El Cupis News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for your daily fix of Chinese entertainment. See you in the next video.